Since the non-physical part of you, the larger part of you, is joyful in the vortex, whether you are or not, that's the example that we want you to focus upon. And most of the being hard on yourself hinges from your belief that it is some sort of responsibility that you have in order to get it right by going in. So let's start again. The non-physical part of you is joyful about you and loves you unconditionally, whether you come into the vortex or not. And if that's true, then you have no responsibility to go into the vortex. It's just something that you have a choice about, and it feels better in the vortex or out. So I go to the vortex not because I'm supposed to, and not because bad things happen if I'm not there, but I go to the vortex because that's when I'm most who I am. And the way I know that that's how I'm most who I am is because I feel good when I'm there. So I'm an extension of source energy, exploring and expanding. But the way I take my expansion is by feeling my way into the joy that the source within me already feels. Yes? Did you feel something sort of click into place for you in a different way? Because as we visit with you, we can feel that sometimes you are still wanting to learn this in order to get it right. And we want you to understand that there's no getting it right and there's no getting it wrong. There's just some of it feels better to you than others. In other words, some of it is more in alignment with who you have become. And the most important thing that we want you to realize is that there's not some entity or some source or some God outside of you who has set up the rules, who is calling the shots, and who is monitoring your progress, and who will give you your reward or punishment. It is nothing like that at all. What it is you as source energy who are exposing yourself to expansion. And here is the most important thing. Expansion that has already taken place, that you now can lay claim to if you choose and if you want to feel good. And no one standing outside of you is disappointed if you don't go into the vortex right now, this red hot minute. We're just here to say to you that when you go, you come into alignment with the fullness of that which you have become. It's just a suggestion from source. It's not a commandment. It's just an affirmation from source. It feels so good to feel good in relationship to not feeling good. It feels so good to have clarity in relationship to confusion. It feels so good to allow the wholeness of who you are in relationship to pinching some of it off, you see. Be easy about this. Be easy on yourself. Take the general tag, and it is our promise to you that you can find an easy path into the vortex again and again. And the vortex will tune you to the specifics of the brilliance and the specifics of the worthiness and the specifics of the details of creation that you have put there. You will find yourself feeling the difference between being placidly content and passionately eager once you spend time in the vortex. But in the beginning, placidly content is what you're reaching for. We've enjoyed this interaction immensely. It is always wonderful to come together with those like you who are willing to express yourself and the details of your life in order to expand the universe. Our appreciation for you is powerful because in your willingness to explore, you have caused not only an expansion of the universe, but an expansion of that which we all are. We want you to feel, especially over the next few days, the intensity with which Source focuses upon you in relationship to your vortex. You're going to feel an extra calling, and it's going to be surprisingly easy for you to just slip into the vortex. And as you do that deliberately, you'll be more keenly aware of the circumstances that are coming into focus for you because you've come into the vortex. Don't you just love it when something happens in your life that confirms something that you deliberately lined up? Well, that's what we're encouraging you to watch for. didn't you find it interesting that today of all days, the 9/11 alarm sounded through the entire hotel? Just with the very slightest of conversations about it. In other words, what it means to one and what it means to another, it is only what it means to you. But what we're getting at is constant manifestations will show themselves to you as evidence of your progress and endurance inside the vortex. And from our standpoint, the next week and month will be remarkable. In fact, we are remarking about it already in advance. There is great love here for you. And as always, we remain in the vortex.